So hope you all can see my screen. Uh, Welcome again to Compose Camp. It's session 3, and yesterday also I gave my introduction. I am Janil, and I'm from Electrical and Electronics Department of IIT Patna. I have been making apps in Android Flutter since years, and let's get started. So in today's session, we will create our own app. Like first app would be a basic static app in which there won't be any functional element. Like you will learn how to place things, how to write on your screen, how to add a photo in a background, or what are functions, composable functions, what are its parameters, and how to run that app in an emulator. And in second app, that is for second session, I'm considering it that it will start from 6. In second session, you will learn how to create an app which is a dice roll. Like sometimes you might not have physical dice for playing a game, so you can create your own app, and you can play with a dice, like get a number basically. So uh, let's open our Android Studio. Hope yesterday all of you got Android Studio configured, and one or two of you also asked issues with Android Studio, and I was happy to see that. So I'm hoping all of you have configured Android Studio and you are ready to create an app along with me. So just open Android Studio. Uh, First of all, let these things happen as it happens. I'm waiting for a minute. Let all the things go as it is. Yes, I'm expecting that by now this loading screen would be done, and you are ready with an previously opened app or something. So first of all, close that app, whichever app you had been making or trying or observing, whatever you were been doing. Just close that app, and you will get to this screen where your previous app would be mentioned here, and there would be an option to open a new project. Some of their screens would be a bit different, but there would be a button to create a new project. So just press new project. Hope everyone is along with me and everything is going fine. Like if single one of you can just say in chat box like yes, we are along with you. Someone please reply. Yes, great. So let's get started. You have pressed new project, and then select empty compose activity. As we are now not doing an normal Android app, we are creating a compose app. So empty compose activity. Next, name it something like it's a birthday card app. So it's happy birthday. And this select and folder according to you. It is not compulsory to make it in a C drive or just anywhere you feel comfortable. Keep this thing as it is. As previously I told that our compulsory language would be Kotlin, no option to choose Java. And minimum SDK, keep it a 5.0. Like before that, options are also not available, and that would be minimum. Uh, compose prevent from using. Now we don't need to click on it for now, and just press finish. Yes. Gradle build would be going here in your screens too. It will take less or more time depending upon your internet connection bandwidth and system specifications like RAM and everything. Okay, so mine activity is done. I am waiting for 2 minutes. I guess maximum time for it is 2 minutes, not more than that. Yes, I hope everyone's Gradle is configured like you would be having same files as me. It would be app, manifest, Java, and resources along with Gradle script. As we saw yesterday, I will just refresh the things that this is run button, this is debug button, this are git commit push pull, and mostly we will use this area and uh, and this playground to write our code. So first of all, open your split screen and it would show up the successful build is needed before you can preview. So just build and refresh. Android Studio really takes a lot of RAM, internet, everything. That's one of the reason that most of the folks around choose web development as it's an on lighter end. But yes, we are learning Android, so you have to bear with it. And mm, I guess most of them would be able to see this Hello Android. And as yesterday I told that this is the preview of a composable function, like composable function which is written here, greetings, and for previewing it, it is again called in this preview function. So let's start making our birthday card app, or or just a second. Should I wait for? Okay, someone is telling it's still loading. Rajat, is it done now? Like it's already 7:16. 5:16. Rajat, please reply when it's done. Like when you reach this level. Okay, I may continue. Yeah, but you won't be able to code along with me if I go ahead. So, so just I'm waiting for one more minute. I really want everyone to code along with me. I really want everyone to make make this app along with me. So just wait for a minute. Okay, now I think you must have done, or I will also share resources as you must have got resources today also. So similar resources I will share for today's session, so you can do the same things from there too. So let's continue. Everyone else, I hope everyone else thing is configured and we are at Hello Android. So let's start making a happy birthday app. First of all, we can see here that since Android is passed here, so so we are getting Android here. Like if I just change here and here, I just make it channel, and this also channel. So you can see that preview changes as composable function is being called here and value is being passed here. So our uh, our function just print whatever we passed. Now next, let's create our own composable function. So so let's write it. I will write slowly so everyone can follow along with me. Fun birthday meeting with text, and I will pass a message parameter here. Message, and just define its data type. Like message would be a string. So message string, and complete the function. Now now as you can see that what I wrote is B capital, G capital, W capital, and T capital. That's an very obvious format for writing a name of function. Like being a developer, you are expected to write name of function starting with capital letters. Like each word should start with a capital letter for a function, and for a variable, uh, each each word should start, like first word should not start with capital, other words should start a capital. This is general syntax for writing a name of function or a variable. So that's the only reason I wrote B capital and this way. Now let's write here something. See, this function is a composable function. Like whatever I would do in this function will be shown as our preview. So let me write a widget of it. Uh, I don't know what's proper terminology for like, is it widget or something, but in Flutter it's called widget, so I'm calling it as widget. So let's write widget here. And text. Now what is text? Text is uh, a widget of a composable function. It has this parameters, like our text would be whatever we have printed, modifier would be how its size and those things would look, color would be. So whenever you just scroll around it, you can see what all properties it has. Like you can change its letter spacing or text decoration, text alignment, what happens when it goes out of size, overflow, maximum lines it can write, everything. So for now I'm just writing text, and here text would be happy. uh, let's just write text as message, as we are already passing message parameter here in function. And as we have changed it, we should change it here also, like birthday, birthday greeting with text, and message could be happy uh, birthday, happy birthday. So it's 2nd October, so Gandhiji's birthday. So let's write Gandhiji. And whatever changes we made here, like for initial function, we should write this and this function same. Okay. So now you can expect happy birthday Gandhiji on this preview screen. See, as you can see, we have that greetings was a default given composable function, but now we have created our own composable function. So that's a great thing. And whatever we have to preview in our final output, we should write in the form of composable functions only. Next we can pass more parameters here, like instead of writing Gandhiji also here, we can just do it as message, and name as different parameters, like just a second, name equals to uh, so now we have two different parameters. It's showing red, incorrect, because I have not uh, uh, asked the function to take that parameter, and still we are passing this parameter with this function. So we should write same thing here, like variable name would be name, and its data type would be a string. So, and whatever we wrote here, as I told, we should write here. It's here also. Name is Gandhiji. So since we are just printing message, so it will just print happy birthday, but not Gandhiji, as we are just printing, we are just giving the message to text widget. So let's write message plus name. This is the same thing which we learned yesterday in that Kotlin playground. Like we were connecting two strings, and same thing we are doing here also. So I'm refreshing it, and yes, you can see happy birthday Gandhiji. You can also do like this, and add spacing, and then plus. So we'll give a spacing here, and and now we have learned how to create our own composable functions. Like this is not a composable function that they give. Like we created our own composable function, and most of the activities which we need to display, not compute, like whatever uh, whatever calculation goes shouldn't be in composable function, but whatever gets displayed should compulsorily be in a composable function. So I think we should just see how it looks on a emulator. Okay, it's showing happy birthday Gandhiji and Gandhiji. Okay, I don't think it should show. Okay, no, should big. It's showing because I have written here twice. So now it will show once only. Okay, I restarted this app. Yes, you can see it's showing once only. And by the way, I forgot to tell you that this symbol got changed. Like it was a green play button earlier, but now it's a run app. So what it does, it accepts the changes we have done in code and just change those configuration in our emulator. Like it do not run full app again. It just changes whatever changes we have made. So it is very fast. And this button also changed. Like this, what this will do, it will close the app. Let me show you. It will close the app and reopen the app with the changes which we have done in our code. So it got restarted. Next, we have this debug. I will show you what debug is at the end of session in very great detail. So for now, we can skip this debug, and this is stop button. Like for now, we are running this app, and we should stop it now. We have stopped it. Now, for small things, like we can observe small changes here itself. But if you have made bigger change, you have to you want to observe it, then run it on a emulator or physical device which we configured yesterday. So let's just for a few minutes focus on code only. I changed it from split view to code view. Now you can see that every time it's not feasible to write in a single line. Like you want new line, you want to place things here, there, and make many things out of it. So we have some features, we have some functions like row or column which can place your different text in a row or a column. I hope everyone would be following. If not, please write in chat box, so I will wait for a minute or something. Should I wait anymore? Like, is everyone along with me? Yes, with you for great, Amar, great. So let's continue wherever we were. Uh, Now I'm writing a row, and there is a syntax like you every time do not need to get uh, remember the syntax. Android Studio automatically suggest what syntax should be, and just click on it, and there is a row. for now, just clear this out. Like you don't need to pass anything to row, but you have to write children's in a row, like what children's are. uh, Row will be a parent widget. Like however row will be there, following to that text widget would be there. So I think in PPT we have some visual representation about child and those things. Let me see whatever we have done. Yes. UI hierarchy, as this row would be a box, and this child is a subset of it. Like see, row and their children's column, and this green boxes are their children. I will like, yes, as yesterday I will share this links with you, so you can again refer to it in a very good way. Like you should try these things out by yourself to get more detailed idea about how children's and parent widget work. So for now, follow me just. So let's write two different words. Like we have message and string. So let's write message and then string in a row. So text, again using text widget string, not string. We should pass a parameter like message, and then write, make a comma and not comma for children widget, just add children's in new line or something, so code looks good. But otherwise you can do it in continuous way too. So text, and this text could be a name, which is a parameter coming from here, and that's it. Now this things would be written in a row. uh, Little building, rendering preview. Yes, now see that you have two components here. Let me write something else in between so you can see what I'm telling. Text, you can write string here itself. So if I now build and refresh it, so you can see that different components are arranged, like two is different, Gandhiji is different, and this all things are written in a row. Now let's just change it to column. And whenever this type of error shows, like android.compose.function, it generally says that this library is not found in an imported libraries. So it's also not possible to import all the libraries. So uh, Android Studio gives us feature, like whenever whatever we need, just type it, and just press import button. So this library gets auto imported here. See, uh, this was not, this library was not imported before, so it got imported, and now we can use this column library, and this things would be in a column. So you can alter these things as you like. Now let's see how widgets properties could be used. Like this is text, message is text. Now I want to use things further, like you can change this many things for a text. uh, Text, real text could be changed, color could be changed, font size could be changed, font style could be changed, weight could be changed, anything can be changed. And here, if you just scroll around it, you can see all the things in very detail. Like you do not have to remember what things were there in text, what things were there in column. Like in column also, whichever widget you just scroll it, and detailed information regarding this would be given. Like you do not need to be an expert to do these things. So I would just change its font size. Font size equals to let's just write something 36 dot sp. SP is basically count a unit in which we write sizes. It's based on the screen size. Like it divides screen, and by that ratio they find some 36, or I don't know exactly what it does, but you can figure it out what SP is. So import its library like we done for text. We can do same thing for this. And what error is this text is giving? That annotated string. Okay. Okay. I guess we have missed something. Message. Okay. I guess we should write this text equals to message. Still error not solved. So font size. Let's just write it again. Text message ma size. Now it's not giving error, so you can see that font size of this message string happy birthday will get changed, and other all remained as it was. Now you can write the same things for this also. Size name also. Have no more errors, so you will be able to see that three of this text would be having different sizes. This one is 36 bigger, and this is 25, and this is 20. So in same thing could be changed in a row here. So same thing would be applied to a row. See, this is bigger text, this is smaller, and this is yet smaller. Now you can differentiate the size difference. Ahmad is asking when I change row to column, maybe library use. Yes, yes. Sometimes, like for a row and for a column, there are different libraries. So if you are changing it to row, you must import row again, like row. Or sometimes if you just change a different type of error could occur. So instead of uh, changing a row to column, or directly just type it again, like it's not a big deal to type this things column, and let's, let's type it again as uh, so everyone are you able to follow me? Like have you wrote this line and column as I have written? Can someone confirm it? other than Amar. Like I can see he is making it along with me. If yes, I'm considering it as yes. So we are moving towards adding a photo, adding like kind of a background to it. So let's do it. Let's first just make it in a proper way, whatever we were doing. Like it's just shit now. Column text. Random size. Name. Getting some smaller size. Comma. Size equals to the same error. So I'm hitting it once. It might be an indentation or something. Name. Font size. So see what type of output is coming. As you can see, and finally let's run our final output in our phone screen. So you can see that this type of output is shown in an emulator or a physical device which you might be using. So now let's add a photo on its background. Uh, if you want to add the same photo as whatever I'm using, just I'm pasting a link for a photo. You can download the same, and so we can add same photo in the background. Just open this link which I shared in chat box, and you will be able to see a photo which could be added to a birthday card, and download it somewhere where you can easily access it again. So I have this it here, so I'm pasting it here. Hmm. So I have downloaded this photo, and now just see an important thing. Now since in first lecture as I told that whatever photos or whatever sources जो मतलब ऐप के नहीं है, जो बाहर से हम इंपोर्ट कर रहे हैं अपने ऐप में डालने के लिए, वो सब रिसोर्सेस में रहता है. और ये photos like this photos which we have to add in our app are generally there in drawables. So for adding a photo in a drawable, we have to open a resource manager bar. Like it's on extreme left of your screen, resource manager here. So open this resource manager, there would be a plus sign here. Add resource to module on top corner of left. Hope everyone would be able to find it. So it would be a plus sign here. Click on that sign and import drawable from our computer. And as I have stored it here, like don't change the name if you want to write the same code as with me. It's Android party photos name. So qualifier type, I'm selecting density. You can select anything like no density. It's just fading and those things. You can try changing this no density to any density or low density and check what things happen and how changes happen. So just place next. Import. We can add this to our GitHub later. So now we can see that this photo is added in our drawables, and now we are ready to use this photo in our app as a background. Hope everyone have downloaded this photo and are able to follow along with me. Okay, Rajat is asking to repeat the steps, so let's repeat it. Uh, what I did was, first I opened the link which I shared in, which I okay, Amar is following, but I'm repeating for Rajat. So I just opened the link which was there in chat box and downloaded this photo as by save images, kept it in a folder which was accessible to me easily, like I was able to find it. Went to Android Studio, went to Resource Manager on extreme left screen. So Resource Manager and plus sign here. Uh, Clicked on plus sign, then import drawables, then search for a photo from my storage, then OK, and I selected density and no density, and then next. I already done it, so I'm not doing it again. And this helped me to add a photo in my drawables. Okay, yes, it's done. Great. Now let's continue. So now we have this thing in our drawables. Like you can see, this drawable have Android party.png. You can open this png and see how beautiful it looks. So let us make this photo as a background of our app. So for making it background, first of all, just make it a false. Now we don't want your default background. So let's create a new composable function, as I earlier told that whatever we would be doing will be done by a composable function. Whatever things we have to display should be done by compose. C should be capital. Okay, let's create a function named fun birthday greetings with image. And for this function, what I will do is same thing, like pass message as parameter, data type will be string as name as parameter. That type will be same string and complete the function. Let's just close this split view. So this is our new composable function, and what we will do that we will call this text function inside this and call image function as our main function. So let me show you what I'm speaking about. First of all, let's store that our downloaded image Android party in a variable, so we can use it wherever you want. And I'm using val for it since I don't want anyone to change the image which I'm adding in the background. So I'm using val. If you want to change that image, so you can use var. So image equals to now since we want we we want this photo as our variable, so we have to use a function called painter resource. So what is painter resource? You can read it here. Create a painter from Android resource ID. So what are Android resource ID? Like whatever you added in Drawable or something, it just creates a unique ID for it. Like you want to determine what ID, like you need to differentiate between various objects. Sometimes their names could be confusing, but since everyone have their own unique IDs, so there won't be a confusion, and Android Studio would be clear about that. What thing should be used or what image should be placed there. So they create a unique ID, and this ID is basically this ID is named as a folder in which it is located, like drawable dot uh, drawable dot name of this file, android party. Okay, I'm correct or not? I think I am not correct. Let me see in a slide. We were adding an image. Okay, okay, r dot drawable. Okay, sorry. So we also needed to add r here, like id is not just this, it's r dot drawable dot android party. See, you don't need to type full, it automatically suggests what we want to write. And next we do uh, now, since as we have created our new composable function, which is made of image. So now we want that our text should be above the image. So we introduce a new widget which is named as box. So what box does as a, let me show you guys visual representation. Box layout, like what box does is, if we add image here and a birthday greeting message, and if we call a composable function here, so it just places that that after called function on previously called function की, जैसे इमेज को पहले कॉल किया तो पहले इमेज आ जाएगी और उससे ऊपर ये बर्थडे ग्रीटिंग विथ टेक्स्ट वाली चीज आ जाएगी. So we would use this things, and if you might be thinking कि हमें ये कैसे पता चलेगा कि box widget, so you would get to know if you create 2 or 3 apps from some Android course or somewhere. तो आपको मेजोरिटी ऑफ जो विजेट्स यूज होने चाहिए उसके बारे में पता चल जाएगा. So keep practicing. So let's use box. Box syntax is this, and as I previously told, it will ask me to import box library. And I guess since it will get updated within few times. Like you don't need to add a library for each of widget. It would get updated in Jetpack Compose. So for now you have to import, but after few updates it would be more easier. Let's write image and see image also. Let's write it first. Uh, Image I need to import it first. Image and what error is giving. Hmm. E printer and content. Just a second, but it's not check. Now it's correct function. Like sometimes it happens that there are more than one function name having same name but different parameters. So what I was doing wrong is that I was choosing a wrong function. Now yes, this is the one which we should use for now. Like painter. Painter is something that 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 it catches the image which we want, which we have to display it in a background. So image, like we have already uh, created a variable which is storing that image, and description is a null. Like for now we don't want to add anything, add any description for it. And let's just write here and box image is done. Now just call our previous function birthday card with text and pass same parameters. Like name, message would be message, name would be name, and instead of calling here text, let's just call image as main function. Let's okay, I guess some naming issues there. Just copy this and paste it here. Issue result, and same thing to be done here. Issue result, no more issues. And yes, we are ready to go with our app. Let's see on split screen what is showing. Okay, so it might not show it perfectly here. Let's see on our emulator. You might have your physical device. Uh, here, screen. Yes, you can see that image is coming in the size which it was. Like it is not coming with the things which we want. Like we want it in a full size, and width is also centered. This cone should be centered. That is our desired output. So for doing that, doing those things, let's use some more properties of our image widget, which can help us to make to fit it in the background, like so painter. Now we will use the thing called modifier, which we were seeing in suggestion. Modifier modifier. So what modifier does is it changes the size. It adapts whatever screen size is there and make changes accordingly. Like let me write code and you will be able to observe what I am telling. Modifier dot fill till max height. Also I want one more thing like along with it, fill max width. Yes. And now just let us see what changes are made. Sometimes this app emulator gracious see what you can see that it got centered, but still it is not fit to screen. So we should scale it more. Like we have modified it enough. Now it's time to scale it up. If you have ever done css or html, you must have used these things there also, or like any ui ux designing things are generally used. And scale also, uh, and crop. Now, if you want to see what this crop does, so just scroll it on and you would see a detailed explanation like scale the source uniformly on both the dimensions. So this is exactly what we want. Like we want it to be scaled in upper and side directions evenly. So let's see what changes are done. The app got restarted and to now we are there. Like this is the greeting basic birthday card which we were desiring to make. Like we set a background and we wrote whatever we want, and and yes, we are done with our birthday card. Anymore birthday card is there. Okay. Okay. You guys, you can now since there are around 4 to 5 people are left who are actually doing this thing, so you can unmute and ask whatever you want wherever you are stuck. Just say if you were able to make same thing on your screens too. Were you able to make like, are you having same screen as of mine? Should I wait for you to get on the same page, or should I move ahead? Like, where you've been able to do this? Since I'm not getting any reply, so I'm expecting that if you guys have done it perfectly fine, you won't be facing any errors. And if you're still facing error, then you can ask after session. So now let's move towards our new app, which will be creating a dice to roll. Like, and I'm asking you to make the second project along with me, as you can also add it to your resume. For second years, this project is not very bad, like dice roll something. So I'm insisting you to make it and also add it on your GitHub, so you can create good GitHub profile or start creating your GitHub profile. And you can then reply. So I will continue. So close this folder and open a new project. Yes, stop this. Now, since we are done with our happy birthday project, so we should start with a new dice rule app. Dice ruler. Let's name it dice ruler. Decompose activities. Dice ruler. Other things would remain same, like Kotlin 5.0 finish. As usual, this would take few seconds or minutes. I will give 2 minutes to you to do the same. Like, all your Gradle file should upgrade. I'm waiting for a minute so that all of you can also configure your Gradle files. So yes, I hope you all must have configured your Gradle files and your new project is ready to be loaded. Uh, Build and refresh. I think Android Studio got crashed. Let me start this again. My project is started again, and now go to split screen and build and refresh. So again, we are ready with our same project, and let's get started. First of all, for a few minutes, just close this split screen, and now we would be making our own new like bit complex project. So we will configure these things by ourselves, like not pre-written things would not help us. Uh, I will write in set content. What basically set content do is, like whenever we open the create, this on create functions get executed, and this set content sets the state of app, like what if you have new information uh, from, if you like, अगर बाहर से कोई इंफॉर्मेशन एपीआई से आई है तो उसको उसको सेट में उस स्टेट में सेट करना. That is what set content does. Like whenever new information comes, it gets triggered and it changes the UI of the screen. So we will write this code also by ourselves. Let's first write our composable function. Remove this previously written ones. Yes. Function, and then composable. And I forgot to write this. So function is ruler, and create any main function, but just remember the syntax that new words always start with a capital letter. So this is general syntax. It is followed all around. Developers, like every developer, make sure to keep this format. So you also must Google again. as with button and image. With image. This is our second composable function. Like as previously we have written two composable function, we would do the same, and this would be our main running function, and this would store our changes like whenever we press the button and a random number is pulled, this all things would be done in this function, and our execution, initial execution will be done with dice roller app function. So let's call it here. It's, and we would call uh, dice here. Just now we will add a modifier which would help us in uh, setting up the UI properly, as we learned in previous. It's giving an error because I have not asked this function to take these values wherever it is declared. So modifier and the name of variable is modifier. Modifier. Like you must be thinking, what is this modifier? So this modifier is a variable like which we want, as we have written message and name previously. This is its data type, and we have explicitly defined its value as modifier variable. It's all about it. Now write modifier to what out fill max size fill max width, and don't think we require fill max width. We can just fill it to the maximum size, and then crop it. Crop and align this to the center. These things we are doing for a dice and a button, which we would be placing just in a few lines of code. So alignment dot center, and that's it. Like these things would remain whenever we call this function. So since we have to add this things in a vertical line, like a dice first and then a button. So what we will do is ensure to wrap it with column, and column, and we would pass. Now this was I was that is this is what I was telling. Like now I need to pass this parameters. Till now I didn't use this thing, but now I really want to add the parameters here. Modifier, and I would also add alignment here. Under You might be thinking that how you know this. Like, I know this since I have done some practice before about other apps, not exactly this app, but I know how this alignment will affect if I don't write it. So the best thing is to copy whatever I'm doing it now, and later you can change it, like what left does, what element dot right does, what element dot top does. So change it accordingly and try to see what changes occur when we change those things. So horizontal alignment, let's do horizontal. Now we would write a code to store this, like in this column we will make our button. So button, and as you know, the mandatory property of button is on click. So if a button do not have on click, then it's useless. So there would be a fixed on click, and which we have to declare anyhow. And this is what to do is, yesterday what I was telling, that whenever you open this to do, there would be something written, like you have to add something here. This is actually a reminder कि आपको ये इसमें on press पे कुछ करना है. So it's written as to do. Developer use it when they are coding it initially, and afterwards add the functionality which they want. So initially they just write to do, and later on see from this bar that what where to do's are written. So complete, so they complete it afterwards. So this button has on click, and which we will also assign afterwards कि क्या टू डू, मतलब ऑन क्लिक पे क्या होना चाहिए वो हम भी बाद में बताएंगे. अभी जस्ट यूआई टेक्स्ट, text as something like rule. Rule. And now I guess you might be able to see a button here. Just a second. Yes, you can see a rule button here, but since we have not written anything more, so you are just able to see rule. So this is the button we have made. Now we would add dice around it for adding a dice. I'm sending a URL which you can use to download the components. So, so if you will click, you will be able to download this zip folder, and and you just need to open this zip folder and extract uh, this files. So extract all, and now just remember the location, like it was in C users channel downloads and then dice images. So open it through source manager, add add import drawables, boom, users, and downloads dice images. So now you know where your dices are. Okay, just instead of doing anything, press next, code, you can see the dice images, like this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, 4. So we will change this images as we press, as user press on roll. So let's code it out. Like what we would be doing is we would be adding image above this button, which would be this image. Image painter would be having painter resources. Resources we have previously written, we would write painter ID, just close it for a few minutes so you can see it properly. So painter would be having a painter ID, like r dot drawable dot drawable dot size 1, and the description we will write it as something like this is 1 first dice. Secondly, we would see how it looks like. Just let's see how it looks. Yeah. Nice one. Let's see on emulator how it shows. As you can see that this is a like static dice and static uh, roll button, like it do not do anything. Now let's add a life to it. Like, let's code something so that it changes whenever we press roll button. So for doing that, first let's add some spacing here. Research. 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 Spacer is not defined. Okay, space has spacer, and we need to import the spacer library. So modifier will be having modifier dot height is 16 TP is also not that. TP is also a unit of length, like you must have seen previously coded languages that for mentioning size dp is being used. So 16 dp, and now let's just declare some variables which would change the photo, like variable for output, keyword. No, let's try something else. I guess output is a keyword. This result. Result equals to 1, and it's showing error since we have not used it anywhere. Okay. Since it is not used, so it is just giving a warning, not an error. So now we will remove our to do function and code what thing should be done when someone press the roll button. Let's do from 1 to 6. What it does is result is 2 bracket 1 6. Choose a random number, like what we told on click, that whenever someone clicks on it, choose a random number between 1 or 1 and 6 to do as whatever we have told. So let's just write a fan function which we saw yesterday, if you remember, while coding in a Kotlin playground as well. Image. So I'm declaring a new variable. Then and result, we would check condition on result, like if results changes then we would change something. If one result अगर one है तो अपन फोटो कौन सी चूज करेंगे, r.drawable.size1. Similarly, if it's 2, I'm popping it 6 times and then we'll make changes. I do not need to type it again and again. It's 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it will change accordingly, like as 1, as 2, as 3, 4, as 5, and finally as 6. So as result changes, this when would give some output, and accordingly okay, I guess I should compulsorily write one else branch. Else, no, it's fine. Okay, so no more errors. Now what we will do, instead of writing a fixed image here, we will give a variable id, like which will be changing as per our result, like on pressing whatever result will give, accordingly this image will be changing. So here image source, and description would be like result, but since result is not a string, it's number, so we will just convert it in a string. Okay. And we still need one thing which would remember the state of our previously previous result. Like if 5 came previously, then someone had to remember that our previous result was 5. So we will create a function result I remember. I remember. And this thing we should import it as I told. New table state of table of table state of 1, like its value 1. What conflict? Okay, just a second. Our result, I remember. Okay, so instead of declaring it as a static, we would declare this. So, number has still some error. Just a second. Just skip this step for now. Don't create a remembering thing, just where equals to 1. And let's just see, yeah, shows. Now let's see on our running app what it must be. And we are able to make our final app, which has roll button, and whenever we call roll, this gets triggered. So I hope you would be able to make this thing along with me. Please ask any doubt, Amar, if you have, or we can Amar Atul. I will share the required resources, which will help you to again do the same thing again, repeat the same steps which I have done, and even this video will be recorded and will be there on YouTube channel of IIT Patna, so you can refer it again if you have missed any steps. Okay, I think you must have done this thing, and and uh, and we will share the resources as yesterday, and there will be a feedback form, so please write your feedback, write the changes you need, and that's it from my side. Hope you have a good weekend ahead.